Nutrition of the young calf. There are three important components in the nutrition of the young calf. The first is milk, the second is meal, and the third is water. Within the whole milk area there are a number of important points. The first has to do with the quantity being fed, and the calf should receive around 15% of its birth weight per day, up close to weaning. 15% of its birth weight equates to around 6 litres of milk. And that should be fed in 2 feeds per day for the young calf, and when they're over a month old, it can be fed in either 1 or 2 feeds during the day. The second component then has to do with the choice of milk replacer or whole milk. And performance on both is similar if calves are well managed. The only caveat being that for replacement heifer calves, the whole milk should be pasteurised. And the third component about milk feeding of the young calf is that when the calf is being weaned, they should be consuming at least 1 kilo of meal per day. And for the last week prior to weaning, the calf should be fed a half quantity of milk per day, about 3 litres per day. And weaning weight, or target weight, is around 18 to 20% of mature weight, and that's in the order of 100 kilos for the Holstein Friesian calf. The second component has to do with meal. I have 3 points to make here. The first has to do with when meal is fed, and meal should be introduced between 3 and 4 days of age and should be available to the calf on an ad lib basis. The second component has to do with the quantities being fed, and the calf should consume at least 1 kilo at weaning, and this can rise to 2 kilos if calves are kept indoors. When calves are being fed meal, if a coarse type of ration is being fed, this will supply adequate roughage to ensure that the calf develops a rumen. If a pelleted feed is being fed and it's not of a coarse nature, a supply of roughage such as straw or hay, and good quality straw or hay in the rack should be available at all times. No difference in performance has been observed when calves are being well fed indoors or well fed outdoors. So if calves are being turned out to grass, they should be turned out they can be turned out from an early age, provided when they're turned out, they have 3 or 4 days of clement weather ahead of them to allow them to acclimatise themselves to the outdoors and familiarise themselves with the sheltered part of the field. The third component of the diet of the young calf is water. Fresh, clean water should be available to calves ad lib, effectively from birth. Having fresh water available to them encourages them to consume more concentrates, which in turn promotes successful rumen development from an early stage. So in summary, the 3 components are milk, meal and water. Well done, effectively ensure that the calf reaches all the milestones along the path to becoming a replacement heifer in years to come.